Chapter 1. The Calm Before. The year was 2091. The world was quiet, too quiet. There were no big wars, no soldiers on the streets, and no bombs falling from the sky. People lived in cities full of lights, machines, and digital voices. Everything seemed perfect, but it was not. In the background, governments were watching each other. Satellites moved silently in the sky. Underground bunkers were filled with food, medicine, and weapons that no one talked about. Everyone knew something was coming, but no one wanted to say it out loud. In New Berlin, a woman named Elira walked to her job at the city health department. She was a doctor, but not the kind who helped people anymore. Her job was to collect data. How many people were sick, how many died, what they died from. She started to notice something strange. Children with perfect health were dying in their sleep. Old people screamed before their hearts stopped. Strong men collapsed in the streets, but no virus was found, no poison, nothing. She reported it to her boss. He said, "Keep collecting, do not ask questions." Across the ocean, in Neo-Tokyo, a journalist named Kaido read the same strange stories on the deep web. Sudden deaths in Germany, quiet collapse in Brazil, no trace, no cause. He smelled the truth. Something had started, but it made no noise. Chapter 2. The Silent Strike. It began at 02:13 a.m. A light flickered in the sky over the Arctic Circle. It was not a bomb, not a missile, not fire. It was a pulse, silent, invisible, fast. Satellites blinked and died. Communications failed. Internet went down in 15 countries. Planes crashed. Hospitals lost power. But there was no explosion, no sound. Only silence. Then people began to die. In Russia, a small village lost half its population in one night. Their bodies were cold, eyes open, mouths frozen in fear. In Mexico, a whole school of children stopped breathing at once. No alarms were heard. No one had time to scream. Governments said it was a technical failure. News channels called it a global blackout. But those who were watching closely, scientists, hackers, journalists, they knew better. This was not an accident. This was an attack. But there was no enemy, no flags, no demands, only death. In her small apartment, Elira read the latest reports. She cried as she counted the numbers. Something inside her broke. Far away, Kaido watched the city from his window. "This is a new kind of war," he whispered. "A silent war." He picked up his camera. He started to record everything. Chapter 3. Ashes of Hope. The days became darker. Not because the sun disappeared, but because hope did. Hospitals were full of people screaming in pain, but the doctors didn't know how to help. Children cried for their mothers, but their mothers were already dead. Roads were empty. Supermarkets were silent. No laughter, no music, no life. In Paris, birds fell from the sky. In India, rivers turned red with the blood of the sick. In Chicago, people buried their loved ones in their backyards. No funerals, no prayers, just quick graves and quiet tears. Elira tried to stay strong. She worked night and day, recording symptoms, saving what little data she could. But she knew no medicine would fix this. It was not natural. This was something planned, something evil. She messaged a small group of scientists, people she trusted. They started comparing notes, studying patterns. The death was not random, it was targeted. Certain brain waves were shutting down, like someone was turning off life, one person at a time. Meanwhile, Kaido traveled through dying cities. He filmed everything: empty schools, burning buildings, faces twisted in fear. He uploaded what he could to secret servers, but the internet kept vanishing. Videos disappeared minutes after they were posted. No one wanted the truth. People still hoped that someone would save them. A cure, a hero, a miracle. But this was not a story with heroes. It was a story of silence, and silence was winning. Chapter 4. The Truth Unveiled. They were so close. Elira and her small team of scientists had found the pattern. It wasn't a virus, not radiation, not poison. It was a new weapon, a kind of sound wave, but far beyond human hearing. A frequency that could shut down the human brain like flipping a switch. No smell, no taste, no warning. They called it Project Echo. It was created by world governments and secret alliances, a weapon for total control. No bombs, no damage to buildings, just silence and death. The plan had failed. The weapon spread too fast. It didn't stop where they wanted. It turned on everyone, including its creators. Elira sent a message to Kaido. They will come for us, but the world must know. Kaido didn't wait. He prepared a report, videos, voice notes, documents. He planned to send it through a hidden satellite signal. That night, Elira's lab went dark. In the morning, police found her and her team dead, one by one, at their desks. Heart attacks, they said. Accidents. But their eyes were wide open. Their faces showed terror. No data was found, computers were clean, notebooks were burned. Across the ocean, Kaido was found dead in a car crash. No witnesses. His camera was gone. The files he had saved were deleted from every server. His name was removed from news records. As if he had never existed. The world stayed silent. No one spoke the truth. No one was left to. Chapter 5. The End of Light. 10 years passed. There were no wars, no protests, no schools, no cities. Only silence. The sky was gray. Trees stopped growing. Animals disappeared. The oceans were still. The wind had forgotten how to blow. In a broken village once called Oslo, a small boy named Nico walked alone. His clothes were too big. His face was dirty. His eyes were tired. He had not spoken a word in months. There was no one left to speak to. He once had a mother. She died screaming in her sleep. He once had a sister. She bled from her ears and never woke up. He buried them in the cold ground, like everyone else had done. He didn't know why people died. He only knew that they did. One night, he found an old radio in a collapsed house. He turned the knob. It made a weak sound, static, broken voices, and then silence. He sat there waiting for someone to speak. Nothing came. In his small hand, he held a notebook. Inside were the words his mother once wrote. If someone finds this, remember us. We were here. We lived. We loved. We were human. The last page was blank. He took a pencil and wrote, "Now I am alone, but I remember." Then he closed the notebook, placed it under a stone, and walked away. The world remained silent, but the memory lived, written in ash and sorrow.